أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome back, my dear students from Shah Al Secondary School. This is Mr. Abdul Salah. Today we are broadcasting our lesson number 9 in unit number 5, one lesson remaining, which entitled If It Hadn't Happened. Today we are going to read a text again about advice, and we will notice the first part of each paragraph because we wanted to ask ourselves, why do we think the writer has chosen the address? So our text today is about friendship is more important. الصداقة ذات أهمية قصوى أو أهمية كبيرة. Okay? How are you today? How is everything? Today is the last day of the 11th week. 2 weeks remaining before the last exam, final exam. So now before going to read the text, we are going to listen to it first. Are you ready? Okay. Listen carefully to the text, then we will discuss these questions later. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ask Miriam. Friendship is more important. Dear Sabah, I am sorry you feel so sad about falling out with your best friend. I understand that she wanted to borrow your new bag before you had the chance to use it yourself. But, as you say, she was invited to a wedding, and she could not buy a new bag. I understand that it is difficult, maybe even unfair, to let someone else use something that you have just bought or been given. But surely, friendship is more important, even if it requires some sacrifices. So I am afraid I will agree with what you think. You should have let her borrow the bag. She would have been happy and grateful to you, and you would still be on good terms with your friend. You say you do not like sharing your things with people because they might damage them. You could have asked her to be careful with your bag. The point is, however, to put things into perspective. What is more valuable to you, your friend or your new bag? I would call and say I am sorry. I am sure she will understand, and if she has not already been to the wedding, offer her the bag. You will both be happier. I hope it all works out. Miriam.
Okay, now we have finished listening to the text. After that, I want to go to the text itself. Friendship is more important. Ask Miriam. Okay, I need some students to read this story or text. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 paragraphs here, so I want 4 students to read with us. الطلاب اللي يبغون يشاركوا معنا يا شباب، نبغى 4 طلاب يشاركونا القراءة. كل طالب هيقرأ paragraph. Okay, raise your hand. نرفع ايدينا يا شباب. الطلاب اللي يبغون القراءة. عمر سعيد نمبر 1. مين موجود ثاني؟ ما في أحد يرفع يده. إذا هنختار randomly. I will select randomly now. عمر سعيد
الصف.
paragraph number 1. خالد عبد
ما
الله.
عندي نرفع يدي الصف.
أوكي خالد. طيب خالد paragraph number 2. Who's there? جميل paragraph number 3. زياد خالد the last paragraph. Okay, جميل number 3 here and زياد the last one. Okay, Omar, go ahead. Number 1.
طيب. Dear صباح,
I am sorry you feel so sad about feeling out with your best friend. I understand that she wanted to borrow you a new bag before you had the chance to use it yourself. But as you say, she was invited
Invited
to
to a
a
wedding.
wedding, and she could not buy a new bag.
Anyway, thank you so much. Okay. First, I want to discuss this first paragraph. I'm sorry for you feel you sad about falling out of your best friend. آسف جدا على عدم آه، أو سقوط أحد الأصدقاء من وجهة نظري. I understand. What does this mean? I understand.
أنا أعلم.
أتفهم أو أعلم that she wanted to borrow your new bag. Borrow. We got this word yesterday. Borrow. What does it mean? يستعير أو يقترض. Borrow your bag before you had the chance to use itself. But as you say, كما قلت, she was invited you to a wedding. قامت بدعوتك. Invite يدعو إلى حفل. A wedding حفل زفاف. wedding اللي هو ايش يا شباب؟ حفل زفاف. And she couldn't
زفاف.
buy new bag. ولم تستطع أن تشتري حقيبة يد جديدة. اوكي؟ نمبر 2. مين قلنا عليه نمبر 2 يا شباب؟ مين اللي يقرأ الباراجراف رقم 2؟
أنا ناصر.
تفضل يا خالد. Go ahead.
I understand that it is difficult, maybe even unfair to let someone let use some things that you have just about our being give, but
surely
friendship is more important even if it
يعني مهم.
important even if it
requires
some
sacrifices.
So,
sacrifices تحتاج أو يتطلب بعض التضحيات. requires some sacrifice.
So I am afraid I will agree with what you think. You should have let her borrow the bag. She should have
she would have been happy. Okay. And grateful.
You would. And grateful to you, and you would
still be on good term.
With your friend.
With your friend. Thank you. شكرا لك يا خالد. Paragraph number 3.
You say you don't. You say you do not like sharing your things with people because they might damage them. You could have asked her to be careful with your bag. The point is, however, to put things into perspective. What is more valuable to you, your friend or your new bag?
Thank you. The last one, Ziad.
I would call and say I am sorry. I'm sure she will understand, and if she has not already been to the wedding, offer her the bag. You will both be happier. I hope it all works out, Mariam.
Thank you Miriam. Your friend Miriam. Thanks a lot. شكرا لكم يا شباب. نرجع مرة أخرى إلى الأسئلة الموجودة عندنا. The first question. Why is صباح sad? Why is صباح sad? مين يقرأ معنا الإجابة؟ صباح. أنمار علي فوال.
أقرأ أستاذ.
أنمار موجود أنمار. عمر سعيد. تفضل يا عمر.
طيب. صباح was sad because she had fallen out with her best friend.
Thank you. The next one. Who's there in chat? أنمار موجود. Okay. What happened with her friend and why? زياد خالد.
Sabah's friend asked to borrow he knew bag because she had a wedding to go to and could not try to buy new bag.
Thank you. Number 3. السؤال الأخير رقم 3 يا شباب. What is the column writer advice? What is the column writer's advice? نايف. خالد الدعجاني.
موجود هسه.
خالد. Number 3. Can you read the answer please?
تمام.
The column writer.
The column writer advised Sabah to call her friend and apologize. Say she was sorry and offer the lend her page to her friend if she still needed it.
Thank you. شكرا لك. Okay يا شباب. We have finished our reading text. Let's go to the grammar. Today we have 4 meaning and functions. Let's open our student book first. Because it is not clear here. Form, meaning, and function. As you see here, present perfect tense versus simple past. So today we have 2 tense. Present perfect tense, المضارع التام, which consists of or forming of has or have plus the past participle, and the simple past, which consists of the second form of the verb, التصريف الثاني للفعل. Okay, here the present perfect tense versus simple past. This is our first rule, and time expressions ago, for, and since. First, let's deal with this one. Use the present perfect. Again, using the present perfect to talk about when, to talk about an action that happened in the past when the exact time is not known. عندما لا تكون فترة أو مدة الحدث غير معروفة أو غير مهمة. Again, we are using the present perfect to talk about عند التحدث عن شيء حدث فيه in the past في الماضي when the exact time is not known. ليس لدينا معلومة عن وقت حدوثه أو ليست له أهمية بالنسبة لنا. But on the other hand, using the past tense the past tense when the exact time is given. نستخدم الماضي البسيط عندما يكون الزمن أو وقت حدوث الفعل معروف بالنسبة لنا. إذا كان زمن الفعل أو وقت حدوثه معلوم نستخدم المضارع التام اللي هو present perfect. وإذا كان الزمن معلوم نستخدم الماضي البسيط اللي هو simple past. For example، تعالوا يا شباب نطبق الكلام هذا على الأمثلة القادمة. أوكي؟ Example number 1. مين يقرأ معانا يا شباب المثال هذا؟ Number 1.
أقرأ
أستاذ.
أقرأ
نايل
نايل.
الشريف. welcome يا نايل. Okay. Read the first one.
A.
Yeah.
A yes. طيب.
Have you?
طيب. Have they discovered life on another planet yet? Yes, they have.
Which tense you used here in this sentence? إيش هو الزمن اللي أنت استخدمته هنا يا نايل في هذا المثال؟ Have discovered. أي من الأزمنة؟
Present perfect.
Present perfect. Why? Because we don't know. Because we don't know the exact time. Right? Okay, thank you. المثال الثاني يا شباب. The second example. When? Who's there? Only Nail. Okay, مين يقرأ المثال الثاني يا شباب؟ From A and P.
أنا يا أستاذ.
This one.
أنا.
تفضل يا نايل.
طيب. A. When did IBM introduce the first PC? B. It was introduced in 1090.
ليش تشكل على نفسك يا نايل؟
1981.
1981. أبسط قراءة لي
1981.
Right. Okay, thank you. When did IBM introduce the first PC? It was introduced in 1981. هنا استخدام الزمن إيش يا شباب؟ الماضي البسيط. Why? Because we are asking about the time and we know already the exact time which is 1981. على علم بالوقت الصحيح أو المحدد لحدوث ذلك الشيء which is 1981 في العام 1981. Expressions ago, for, and since. These expressions يا شباب are used with present perfect and also past simple. For and since, we are using them with present perfect. Ago with past simple. So, we are going to discuss these items or expressions with examples in the next. Use the simple past tense when the exact time is given. Okay? انتهينا من هذا الجزء وقلنا أن استخدام الماضي البسيط يكون مع معرفة الزمن حدوث الفعل ونستخدمه مع الكلمات. We can use it with yesterday, 2 days ago, last week, last month, last year. اوكي؟ الحين احنا هنتكلم عن ايش يا شباب؟ past simple، عن الماضي البسيط. Okay, on the other hand, use the present perfect simple tense with for to indicate the duration للدلالة على مدة حدوث الفعل. duration المدة أو الفترة of the action للفعل نفسه. for 2 months, for a year, for a long time. for 2 months لمدة شهرين. for a year لمدة عام. for a long time لمدة طويلة. إذن we are using for to indicate the duration للدلالة على مدة أو زمن أو فترة حدوث الفعل. Use the present perfect simple with since to indicate. متى نستخدم since؟ To indicate when the action began. When the action began. يبقى هنا نتحدث عن duration نستخدم for. لكن عندما نريد أن نسأل عن نقطة حدوث الفعل أو وقت حدوث الفعل نستخدم since. For example, since yesterday, since last June. هنقوم بشرح أوفى في هذه الأمثلة. The first one is talking about the simple past. The second one with present perfect. عمر سعيد. تفضل يا عمر. Can you read the three sentences please?
طيب.
Number one.
In 1908, a small asteroid exploded over
Siberia.
Over Siberia. We moved to Muscat there years ago. 3 years ago. أستاذ راح
Okay, just a moment. And now?
أيوه. She didn't call her mother last night.
إذن هذه الأمثلة يا عمر هل هي في زمن present perfect or past simple?
Simple past.
Simple past or past simple. Where is the verb here? Where is the verb in the first example? Where is the verb here?
الشيء اللي خلاها simple past يعني.
No, I'm asking about أين الفعل؟ أين الفعل في هذا المثال؟ اللي أكد أن الزمن هنا ماضي بسيط.
التاريخ 1908.
What about exploded? Exploded, this is a verb because we add ed to it. So we turned it from present explode to exploded past simple, right? Okay. What about the second sentence? Moved. The past simple ماضي بسيط. Didn't call. The verb here is call, but we make it negative by adding did. So she didn't did the past simple. Thank you. The last three sentences يا شباب about present perfect. Who can read? Who want to participate with us? مين موجود؟ نايف.
أقرأ.
نايل الشريف number 1 نايف number 2. اوكي نايل النايف. تفضل يا نايل.
تمام.
The first one.
حقت أي واحدة اللي محدد عليها.
Number 1. Here.
طيب. He was worked as a scientist.
Again. Scientist.
Scientist. He was worked as a scientist for many years.
Thank you. What is the verb here?
has worked.
Has worked. Has plus التصريف الثالث تعطينا مضارع present perfect. The second one have lived the same. The third one haven't used the same. Even if it is in the positive or in the negative form. Positive form زي has worked جملة مثبتة. Have lived أيضا مثبتة الأولى في المفرد والثانية في الجمع. Or in the negative as you see in the third example haven't used for a long time. And we use also for many years since May for a long time وهذه من علامات الدالة على المضارع التام. أوكي يا شباب؟ Thank you. طيب إلى هنا نكون قد انتهينا من درس اليوم في for meaning and functions. بالنسبة للقاعدة هنذهب إلى الإكسرسايز. Work with your partner. Write sentence about the inventions. هنتحدث يا شباب عن الاختراعات. هنستخدم مثل invention. What is the invention? Credit card. بطاقة الصرافة. Canned food. الطعام المعلب. wrist watch. ساعة المعصم. Radio. toothpaste. معجون الأسنان. الديت اللي تم فيه الاختراع هذا الشيء يا شباب هنا في هذه الأعوام. Invention. The same: electric light bulb, film making, paper clip, airplane, ballpoint pen. كل هذه الاختراعات لها تاريخ هنستخدم معها المضارع التام في هذه الجمل. Okay? Thank you so much for joining us today.